Today's episode is taken from a masterclass inside my F the Scale monthly membership. If you like what you're hearing and you want to know more, visit kyliepax.com/F the Scale or hit the link in the comments and bio below.
So this is today's question. She says, "Hi Kylie, I'm 30 kilos overweight and I hate it, but I struggle to do anything about it. I've stopped going to all social events. I don't even leave my house to see my family. I signed up at a gym at the start of the year, but I haven't been because I was scared I'd be fat shamed. I feel so unworthy. How can I get started?" This question, I mean, how many of you out there can relate? Whether you can relate to the actual amount of weight, it is irrelevant. I stopped going out to all things. I canceled all plans. I didn't want to see family. I didn't want to see anyone because it really does start to mess with your head. Like, we understand this. So especially the gym component. I mean, this angel signed up, had the balls to sign up. Like, that's something to be commended to start with, but she hasn't been as yet. So that's something we're going to tackle today as well. And again, I mean, 30 kilos overweight, you don't need to go to the gym. She doesn't need to go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym, but that's something she thought she would do, and that's okay. If that's not your jam, do something else. And if doing something else is not your jam, well, just don't do anything. Exercise is not mandatory, but it is highly beneficial. I mean, that is just common sense, right? You don't have to exercise to lose weight, but you will get to where you want to go faster and have a healthier body at the end if you do. So let's break this down into components and work through it. And I'm just going to read it again to recap because there was a bit of distraction there. "Hi, Kylie, I'm 30 kilos overweight and I hate it, but I struggle to do anything about it. I've stopped going to all social events. I don't even leave my house to see my family. I signed up at a gym at the start of the year." So here we are now in October. She signed up at the start of the year, but I haven't been because I was scared I'd be fat shamed. So she doesn't know if she would be fat shamed. She was just scared that she might be. So she hasn't been. "I feel so unworthy. How can I get started?" Now, here is the first piece of advice that I'm going to lay out on the line for you. You are not going to ever start anything if you don't feel you are worthy of it, of having it, of achieving it, of doing the work to get it. If you don't feel worthy, that's where the work starts and ends, right? I mean, you think the work is weight loss. I'm about to flip that on its head, because the work here, the biggest part of this work, here we come with the smackdown. The biggest part of this work is you fucking believing in yourself. You don't believe in yourself, and yet you want something good to happen to you, but you don't believe in yourself. You want something good to happen to you and for you, but you don't think you deserve it. So what would actually happen is, even if you found a way to weasel that weight off of your body, you would also just as quickly, if not more so, find a way to pile it right back on, because we can only sustain and hold energetically what we think we are worthy of obtaining and maintaining. Why the fuck do you think that so many lottery winners piss away their winnings and are stone ass broke again after just a very short time? Why? Is it because the lottery is cursed? No. Is it because, I don't know, I can't think of any other examples, but the answer would be no. It's because when very often, not always, I'm sure, but the examples we hear about very often, really broke ass people, when they win the lottery, they will usually piss away the money and end up stone ass broke again, because they had the mindset of a stone ass broke person. If you are going to obtain and maintain the mindset of an individual who cannot lose weight, isn't worthy of losing weight, doesn't even know what to do anymore. And I'm not having a smackdown at this gorgeous angel. Can I just say, if anything, I'm really talking to myself, but I know that this will benefit all of you. So I'm just putting it out there because I knew tonight was going to be a little more dynamic and not just a little squishy, let's all like hugs and, you know, sing songs around the meadows. This is not what we're about. We're about fucking getting results in here. So you have to start with you. If you can manipulate in the best way your mindset into creating habits of the person you want to be, then the weight loss is unavoidable at that point. You don't need to focus on weight loss. You don't need to pay attention to weight loss. You don't even need to fucking think about weight loss. If you are zoning in on creating real quality habits, weight loss will be fucking chasing you down the street. That's how this actually works. So when she says, I feel so unworthy,
could you try again?
Oh my Lord, that scared the shit out of me. You know what, honey?
I don't know how to respond to that.
No, she doesn't. Let's just take that off, and I might just put over there. I don't really know if that will work, but we'll try and pop Siri away into a cupboard where she belongs. Okay. My question to you is, like I said, you're not going to start anything if you don't feel you are worthy of it. But also, more importantly, what the fuck are you basing your worthiness on? Because I could say with a great deal of confidence in this example that this gorgeous angel is basing her worthiness on how she looks, obviously, otherwise she would have gone to the fucking gym. Right? She doesn't think she's worthy because she doesn't have the Insta-worthy body. She didn't go to the gym because she doesn't have a gym body. Neither do I. I go to the fucking gym every day. I don't give a shit because I want what I want. I would fucking welcome anybody who had something to say about the state of my body. I would welcome them because there would be middle fingers coming their way. A lot of this comes with age where you stop giving so many fucks, quite frankly, about what anybody else says or thinks about you, because now I'm in this for me. I'm not losing weight to impress anybody. I'm not losing weight to impress myself. I'm not losing weight to gain approval from society, you, or any fucking body. I am in this for me, to prove to myself that I can fucking do this, because I spent so many years just hating on myself, putting myself down, thinking I wasn't worthy to live. I've told you this like a little example so many times before, but my depression, the state of like chronic depression was so bad. I felt truly that I was the ugliest, right? Because we're talking about worthiness here based on looks. I felt that I was the ugliest creature to ever walk the face of this earth. I actually went to my GP begging for help. She wasn't very forthcoming at that stage. She didn't know what to do. I sat across her desk, like howling, sobbing. And she said, but what is wrong? And I said, I feel I am so ugly. I do not deserve to live. And she just stared at me in utter confusion. What she should have done was start asking some exploratory questions and checking in on my mental health. But honestly, back then, it still wasn't as pertinent as it is today. It wasn't as out there as it is today. It just wasn't really a thing. I mean, people were on their antidepressants, but it was still very hush and under the table. So she just didn't even offer that as an option for me. I don't know what the fuck she did, but I remember toddling off with zero solution. I felt, and I cried to my best friend once. I said, I am so ugly and so vile. I felt that I was evil, really was the word, just beyond disgusting, evil from the inside out. I was doomed. And that's taken a lot of work for me to get past that. And now I'm just making up for lost time. I'm like, that was just such a sad way for me or anybody to be living. So when she's saying that she feels unworthy, here's what I want you to get. Please ask yourself, what are you basing this on? Because I now choose to base my worthiness on who I am, not how I look. Understand me when I say this. My worthiness is based on who I am as an individual, not how I look as an individual, because I base my worthiness on my qualities. And I love my qualities. Again, a lot of this has come through emotional maturity, which is something I really encourage you all to get on board with. So you want to really foster the growth of that. And the blueprint course here in F the Scale is going to be the fastest way to do this. The fastest. You want to fast track your results in weight loss and emotional intelligence and emotional resilience and being able to keep the weight off once you lose it and actually starting to like yourself. And maybe the first time in your life, you need the blueprint course. You need that and you need to complete it. So I thought about this today as I was looking at this angel's question, and I thought, I've really come a long way from someone who wanted to, end it all because I just felt I wasn't worthy of taking up space on the earth. Honestly, I remember when I was working in the city in an office situation, and I just felt so poorly about myself, and that's just putting it nicely, that I felt sorry for people who had to look at me as I passed them in the hall. I mean, what the fuck is that? I was always the person who, if somebody passed me in the corridor at work and, accidentally, because they're not big, these office corridors, they bump your shoulder or something like that, I would apologize. It wasn't my fucking fault. I was minding my business, watching where I was going. They were doing whatever they were doing, and they bumped into me, and me instantly, sorry, so sorry. But how I would do it, it wasn't just saying sorry, even though it wasn't my fault. That I'm like, okay, whatever. But I would cower. I would go into a small state and put my hands up like, oh, sorry, so sorry. What the fuck is that? That's me cowering down in like obedience to, I'm so sorry to have inconvenienced you with my presence. We don't roll like that here anymore in F the Scale. Abso-fucking-lutely not. So I looked at this today and I thought, I'm really proud of the qualities that I have purposely cultivated over these past few years. So I base my worthiness on that. So one of the qualities that I really love about myself is my intelligence. Don't confuse me. Don't get confused when I say intelligence. I'm not talking about education. I'm not highly fucking educated with 10 billion degrees. No, but I believe I'm an intelligent woman. And I'm really proud of that. I know I'm resourceful and I'm very fucking determined. I can see problems before they often arise. Like if Phil tells me he's going to do something, he's got this magical new business venture that he wants to go on, I'm really, really good at poking holes in theories, which is what makes me such a good coach. Because when you come and tell me one of your bullshit theories, I will poke holes in that like nobody's business till water is just gushing out of your theory, right? Like if that was a dam, I will poke so many holes in it, it will just burst. So I'm really good at seeing where the potential bullshit is and the potential avenues for change. Also, I am very proud of my outstanding real personal qualities. Like I'm extremely tidy and organized because I'm a Virgo. So I'm just very much like that. And I'm super friendly. Like despite the amount of swearing that you'll get, I am. And I am really proud of those qualities because I've cultivated them with intention. I was not outgoing, friendly. I was not like none of those things. None. I was painfully shy when I was young. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I still don't really want to talk to anyone. But I have developed this personality that you see before you today. I've cultivated this with intention. I decided on the qualities that I looked at the qualities that I admired in other people. And I thought I really admire those people who are outgoing and confident in front of other people. They can talk with confidence and authority because they're not spinning shit. They know what they're talking about in their areas of expertise. And I looked at all of this and decided I really like these particular qualities. I admire them and I would love to have them as part of my life and my world. And so I cultivated them and developed them with intent. So aside from those particular qualities that I rather enjoy, then I look at my personal accomplishments, which also make me feel more than worthy. So this is, again, let me remind you, this is what I base my worthiness on. So some of my personal accomplishments, you hear the story that I said about the depression. I went through the real ugly duckling phase And nobody in my life particularly thought that I would amount to anything. So I'm very proud of the things that I've achieved. I went on to study and get several certifications in my areas here of health, wellness, weight loss, emotional eating. I have, what else have I done? I've developed properties. I have bought and developed properties, sold them off. So I dabbled in real estate. I have come through a very painful divorce, lost everything, built it up again. I've overcome sexual assault as a young female. I've overcome lupus. I have bought a house now where I am now by the beach here near Glenelg in Adelaide, and it's stunning. And I've done all of this without anybody else's belief in me but myself. I'm now also created a successful business. I am very proud of these things, and these make me feel more than worthy. But you will notice, please take a note, that there was absolutely nothing in there about the way I look. Nothing. Show me the things that I said about the way that I look. There was nothing. I don't base my worthiness on that. I know I'm worthy despite how I look, in conjunction with and as well as how I look. It's got nothing to do with my worthiness, how I am on the outside. So I want you to really take a hard look and think about this. I'm going to spit out to you 12 names that I've researched today. Some of them just came to my mind instantly, and some of them I Googled because I'm not that savvy with it all. But I'm going to give you 12 women who have excelled in their careers despite the fact that they don't have the skinny IG model figure. Let us start with the queen herself. Oprah built multi-billion-dollar industries, all the while being quite overweight. And that was not even her industry. It wasn't something for her to talk about and be proud of. There was no like, yay, let's all embrace body positivity. When Oprah was starting, no, she copped a heap of shit for how she looked. She didn't let that stop her. Lizzo, Mariah Carey, Adele, Queen Latifah, Melissa McCarthy, Aretha Franklin, Roseanne Barr, Missy Elliott, Shonda Rhimes, Amy Schumer, and Rebel Wilson. All these Rebel Wilson, all these women, whilst their weight may have fluctuated throughout their career, they have been, and some of them remain, full-figured women. Do you think if they were foolish enough to base their worthiness on their exterior looks? I mean, first of all, Mariah Carey, I'm just like her biggest fan. That woman has a gift from God with her voice. If she thought I'm too big, I can't, I'm not skinny enough, we would not have the 10 million hits today that we all enjoy. Oprah changed the world. That bitch has changed the world. Our world and our experience will never be the same because Oprah was here on this earth. If she didn't have worthiness and self-belief in herself, belief in herself, and her own sense of innate worthiness that she could and should and must achieve the things that she's capable of, despite however she may appear on the outside. I mean, the woman had a lot of things not going for her, right? It wasn't just her weight. Adele, right, the voice of a goddess. Yes, she's skinny now, but she reached her peak of fame at her fullest figure. We embraced her for that. Nobody gave a shit. These women, are they not worthy of their achievements because of what they look like on the outside, because of their body? I don't think so. So if you're going to sit back and ask me, how can I get started? I'm going to remind you, as I talked about at the start of our call today, that this always has been and always will be an issue of identity. How you see yourself will dictate and determine the actions that you take or the actions that you feel worthy of taking. It's an identity issue. So the only thing at this point that is separating you from the result that you want is an identity that carries out quality habits, because you can implement some damn habits. You've got some habits right now. The habits are not feeling worthy. But I want you to start curating and cultivating really fucking great habits that are going to support the outcome that you want, not the habits you've got right now that are supporting the outcome you don't want. You currently have habits. Don't worry. We've all got a shit ton of them. Your habits are just keeping you stuck in this shithole that you're in and not letting you move forward in the manner that you need to move forward. You know how I use the word need? Because you need to do it. If you didn't, it wouldn't be hurting you so badly inside. You are called to do better and be better than you are currently. Don't fucking kid yourself and think that you're not. Don't think this is just about the weight and it's only about me or it's only about my health. That's the biggest lie of the devil ever. This is about the world, not just you. When you give yourself, you hear me say things at the end of my podcast, when you give yourself permission to rise up and do better for yourself, you give another woman permission to do the same. You don't need to say a damn word. As you start changing, it is about so much more than your physicality on the outside. It's about your energy. Your entire energy changes. Suddenly, you have the confidence that you never had before because you've proven to yourself what a fucking badass you are. You've overcome your greatest challenge, your weight, emotional eating. When you fucking nail that shit, you are Miss Thing. Like you are all that. You really do have the right at that point. Like if somebody comes up and tries to say something to you, you just be like, shut your face. You don't even know what you're talking about. I am it. I am it. And you should be able to say that with confidence because you've gone through the process. And quite frankly, you've gone through hell and back with the entire experience. You do know what you're talking about at that stage. Your identity, who you choose to be. Yes, identity is formed at a very young age, but it's not set in fucking cement. You can change it at any time. I told you earlier, I was very, very shy, very insecure, hated myself, hated my body, yes, but hated myself, thought I should die. I was just so vile, an abomination would be the perfect word. I felt I was an abomination. I mean, I can't articulate it any better than that. Disgusting from the inside out. There was no good in me to be had. Just looking at me was something you should not even have to do. I didn't have the right to breathe or be in your space. Right? How badly I hated myself. I cried myself to sleep. I wish that I would die. Like I just hated myself that badly. And so my weight and my life and my outlook on life reflected that. I was the one that had to change that. Nobody else. There were no. Harry Potter did not come visit me in the middle of the night, as I always say, ding me over the head and fucking like whatever. Now I was magically changed. There was no Tinkerbell moment. I had to do the hard work. Was there moments when I felt like, I don't know if this is worth it? Absolutely. But I kept going. because I knew the pain that I was in right now was not even comparable. Like the pain of saying no to extra chocolate, extra ice cream, whatever, developing these new ways of being and relating to myself, that sort of pain, and we just call it pain, but it's discomfort, really. It's just discomfort. But that sort of pain was nothing compared to the pain that I had lived for the last few years, hating on myself, hating my body, wishing that I was just not even here. Really, that you want to talk about pain? That's fucking pain. You know what's the most painful thing? Knowing you could have done better. You could have been better. You had the chances, but you didn't do it. Hear that silence? You need to let that shit sink in. Girl, everything you do externally is constructing the person that you are, the woman that you are internally. So you need to create the character that you want and then exhibit and align with that. There isn't time for compromise anymore. There's just no more room for that. If you want to lose weight between now and the end of 2023 and moving forward into next year, you really can't keep negotiating with yourself to your own detriment. Do you know what I mean? There can't be this constant to and fro. I say I'm going to do one thing, but then I don't. I say I'm going to eat this way, but then I don't. I say I'm going to lift my game, but then I don't. That has to stop. It has to stop. Do you know why? Because it doesn't belong as part of the identity of a fucking winner. And that's what you are. Don't kid yourself that you're not. I'm not a winner. Maybe Kylie is because she's gone this far down the journey, but I'm 10 steps behind her. So fucking what? You're on the winner's path. You're fucking halfway there. Are you going to sit down now with your little sob story and pull up a beanbag and just start fucking munching on popcorn and watch another Netflix series? For fuck's sake, get your shit together. It is time. It is time. If not now, when? I've told you about horizon thinking. I've told you about it 1,000 times. Horizon thinking is where you tell yourself there's a better version of you coming tomorrow. I'll start again tomorrow. I'll make a fresh start tomorrow. I'll binge tonight, but I'll do fresh tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll get it right tomorrow. That is not a fucking thing. That is called horizon thinking. Horizon thinking is bullshit because there is no better version of you coming tomorrow unless you make better choices today. Honey, I'm just going to say to you, you've got two things that you need to do here. Honestly, it's not hard. It's not hard. You need to follow the eating codes, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are explained in intricate detail, with examples, breakdowns. I give you how to overcome self-sabotage, how to beat the binge, how to cut the cravings, how to do all of that, and how to fast track your fucking progress. All of it is there in the F the Scale modules. And then once you have done that, you dive into the first of the bonus courses, which is the blueprint. That is going to solidify the new identity that you are going to conduct yourself by without negotiation, without compromise, with absolute 100% compliance. You will be sticking to this particular blueprint. And that is how you're going to get the results that you so desperately are trying to get right now. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up, honeys. I am going to wrap it up. I'm just going to say this one final thing. And this is why the blueprint is so incredibly important, because you're never going to rise to the level of your goals. Never. That's not a thing. You will always fall to the strength of your systems. And the blueprint is the strongest system you will ever be creating. And the reason it will be such a winner is because you created it for you. It's created for you and by you. So it's perfectly aligned with you. If you have any questions, if you dare ask them, share them in the Facebook group. And I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. I'm just going to say to you once more, we will have our next bonus course will be coming. I think we're going to release that in November, because we're going to need that coming up, heading towards the holidays. So if you have a preference, please let me know in the Facebook group which bonus course you would like to see next. They're all listed out in the bonus course section. We will put that one live. Until then, my loves, as always, you know what to do. You always have known what to do. The block was never knowledge. The block is not information. The block has been application. And that is what the F the Scale modules and the blueprint are going to help you with, plus the live coaching calls. I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love, as always. Please remember, the only person who has the power to change your life is you. When you step up and start taking this shit seriously, break down what I shared with you today and implement it into your life in a way that works for you and your schedule, that's when you've got what it takes. I'm sending you love. I'll see you again next week. Until then, gorgeous ones, bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and sign up for one of my programs so you can start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources in my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without all the BS drama. I will see you next week.